Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com.
That's right. What a packed morning it's been. Just absolutely phenomenal. And again, keep that feedback coming because you know at Eliances, it's the only place where entrepreneurs align. And I'm very grateful for the feedback we continue to have. Again, as I mentioned when I interviewed Richard Branson and also Henrik Fisker from Fisker Automotive. So please make sure you keep that feedback coming and make sure you check out Eliances.com. All right. I'm so excited. Our next hero, you ready for this? 2.8 million followers on TikTok. Welcome to the show, Isiah Stofferahn. He is a freelance photographer, well known on Instagram and TikTok, making trades. We're going to get right into it. Isiah, it's all about making trades. You're becoming the king of trades. Talk to us and tell our audience what you're doing with trading.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, I love the show and I'm happy to be here. Yeah, trading has been a pretty fun aspect of what I'm doing on social media specifically. As you said, I'm a freelance photographer. That's kind of what I was doing up until I started trading, and now things have kind of turned around in a different direction for me, but it's quite exciting. I've been just documenting this crazy process of trading something worthless up to something of great value, and that is I'm trying to achieve a Tesla from Elon Musk. And it's been quite the journey. I started with sand and quickly traded that all the way up to what I'm at right now, which is $20,000, which is kind of crazy in a short amount of time. I mean, it's been about 3 months. So it's been quite a hit on TikTok. I think it now has 190 million views, the series does as a whole. Yeah, and I've generated 2.8 million followers over there on that app on its own. So it's been quite the journey.
And for those of you again don't know, make sure you go to TikTok and you could follow him at Isiah Photo. Again, at Isiah Photo. And of course, we'll have it on Eliances.com. But I think the thing that's so cool, Isiah, is that your TikTok videos are so engaging, so fun to watch. I mean, how did you even come up with the idea of let's do it?
Yeah, it started kind of like I knew I wanted to have a series on my TikTok, and I hadn't really achieved any, great level of notoriety on the app yet. And so, we started thinking, maybe I start trading things. What does that look like? Let's try to create an unachievable goal, something that maybe, most people would look at it and say that's impossible. And then actually just achieve the impossible, because that's what people want to see, right? People want to get online. They want to be entertained. They want to see something new and fresh and a different idea. And that's kind of where that was born out of and brought me to where I am today. And it's been an absolutely fantastic journey. I mean, even my first trade that I ever made, I put the sand online and I said, I'm starting this series called Sand to Tesla. Let's see, will anybody trade me anything for this sand? And a guy had kind of mocked me for it on Facebook. And I thought, I should just delete this, but maybe I respond and just see what he says. And he ended up being my first trade. He thought the series sounded really fun and he thought the idea was great. And even after he was making fun of me, he was like, that's actually, that's a cool idea. I want to be a part of this. I'll trade you 2 wetsuits. So, once I can kind of tell people a little bit more about it, they all want to be involved and I want to be a part of the journey, which is really fun to, be able to meet new people and experiencing these together with them.
And again, we're talking with Isiah, where he is trading sand to eventually get a Tesla, trade to it with Elon Musk to get the Tesla from him, and he's working his way up there. Isiah, tell us about maybe one of the most unique trades that you did, what you traded for, and what you got.
Yeah, so I think my most unique trade, I got up to a level where I wanted to really get more notoriety on TikTok and on other apps, Instagram, YouTube. And I think for me, I started thinking, what's the best way I can do this? Probably trade with another creator, somebody that's of a much larger scale than I am. So I started reaching out to some other bigger creators that I admire, one of which is named David Dobrik. I'm sure a lot of people can recognize that name. He's a very massive influencer on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. He's even, he's very mainstream now. He's on late night shows all the time. And so I reached out to him and I didn't get a response. And I thought, I need to go one step further. I need to really think outside the box. So I bought a billboard for him in LA, and I put my face on it, and I said, David Dobrik, let's trade. And I told my audience about it. I told them, let's get his attention. And a week later, I got a message from him, and he said, all right, let's make this happen. And he had a picture of him next to the billboard, which was pretty exciting. And I went and traded with him I think it was a $4,000 car. And what he traded with me, it's pretty ridiculous, was a $15,000 Hollywood tour bus that he had tricked out himself. So I was kind of the funny guy driving around with a tour bus for a while, but it was a really neat trade and super fun to collaborate with somebody who's much larger than I am and help bring awareness to the series.
But Isiah, even to come up with the idea, first of all, and then the idea of doing the billboard, that in itself is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think it's just like you constantly have to adapt, right? And you have to be, how can I make this better? Because if people really enjoy it, you can't just be, for me at least, I can't just be recreating the same thing over and over again. There's got to be new twists and turns, and just like bringing new ideas every day to the series is definitely a challenge, but it's something that I've really enjoyed doing.
And then two is you did a trade with Mr. Beast.
So I actually didn't do a trade with Mr. Beast. I was contacted by him separately from the series to go and be in a couple of videos for his channel on YouTube, which was honestly a really wild experience in and of itself, which I'm surprised that it has nothing to do with the series, but it doesn't. It just so happened that it happened at the same time, which was really fun and another really fantastic experience to collaborate with another creator who's way far beyond the level that I'm at this point even.
And by trade, you're a photographer.
Yes. So I started out my, social media and everything else as a photographer, trying to promote my photography work. And it's funny now, it's completely left everything that I've done just because I'm so focused on other endeavors at this point, and I'm being asked to do other things, and I'm wanting to achieve, things with the trade series and all of that, and other series that I have that are ongoing as well. So it's been kind of a fun transition, but not something I anticipated doing in 2020.
So Isiah, a lot of people, they want to be the TikTok stars. Clearly, you've got 2.8 million followers, no small feat at all. And you continue to grow and you continue to, make these series that are very much engaging. What kind of secrets, though, can you share for others that are, wanting to get that fame, wanting to, heck, even achieve 1,000, right? Or 100,000, 10,000, whatever it may be. What are some of the secrets to being able to get to that level?
Well, I think one of the biggest secrets that's not so secret is just that it takes a lot of hard work, right? I mean, you have to dedicate yourself to the craft and be willing to accept failure too as you go, because it's an ongoing experiment, right? Even every person has maybe a different thing that they're trying to achieve or a different goal that they're trying to achieve. And so, your experience is going to be so much different than mine is. And the most important thing is to come up with an original idea, right? There's definitely ways that you can, kind of tweak someone else's idea, but make it your own and come up with something that is going to engage an audience, right? Something that, I mean, for me, I said at the beginning of this is something that's almost unachievable, right? Like people see it and they think that's impossible. And that's why they want to engage with it, because they think there's no way he's going to actually do this. And then they engage with it to see, can he do it? And I think that's really important too. Just finding ways to make it as creative as you possibly can and being yourself on camera, which is surprisingly hard to do. I know from experience, definitely difficult to do sometimes.
All right, we have some questions from our listeners. One of them is how long are you actually shooting a video, the full length, until you're able to put it into a 30-second or 60-second video?
Yeah, so for me, the most videos that I put out are about 30 seconds long, and it's typically comprised of about, I want to say, 15 to 25 separate clips. And they're all, because it's very fast paced, specifically on TikTok. If you're looking to create content on TikTok, it's short form media, right? It's very fast. It's thrown right in your face when you're on the app, and then you can just swipe it away if you don't like it. So you have a matter of 2 to 3 seconds tops to get someone's attention. And with that in mind, you have to have content that's going to be quick and engaging right from the go. Because if it's not, then why are they going to stay around and watch? They're just going to keep swiping. So for me, yeah, it's quite a few clips. I would say it's probably, maybe 5 minutes of material that I've put together, and then I've pushed down into, 30 seconds.
Well, I have no doubt eventually you will be doing the trade with, CEO of Tesla. Otherwise, we'll
That's
have
what
to
I
get
like to
him.
hear.
Otherwise, we'll have to get him on the show and get you out as a surprise on the show at the same time and do the trade live here at the Alliances Heroes Show.
That would be amazing.
And then when that happens, what do you plan on doing next? I mean, have you got other ideas of things challenges that you want to do on
Yeah,
TikTok?
definitely. I have a lot of different challenges, trade related and not trade related. I think if when I achieve my end goal of getting the Tesla from Elon, I think we're gonna have to go bigger. Maybe it'll get home, maybe it'll be, I don't know what it'll be, but I think we're gonna have to think even larger in scale and just challenge.
Well, Elon, you probably listening or watching, so make sure that you reach out so that we could get Isiah and you on the air at the same time and stuff of that. I got to tell you, Isiah, what you've created a following and a show that is just something so new, so cool, so engaging. TikTok star, 2.8 million followers. You know what? You bring joy to many others. That's a hero. So make sure you reach him at TikTok at Isiah Photo. Also, too, on Instagram. This has been David Kogan with the Eliances Hero Show.
You have been listening to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups. To present your superpower, visit www.eliances.com.